especially if you come through the early rounds. But the majority of the players haven't actually.
And this would be a fantastic start. Another one of those. Uses pretty bulbous darts, does Andrew Gilding. So sometimes hitting big 180s is a little bit more difficult for him. Good thing is, though, if we do see an Andrew Gilding 180, well, they've both got their own unique 180 celebrations, haven't they? The twirly finger from Dolan and the thumbs up from Gilding.
I didn't think about it like that. It's the helicopter finger versus thumbs up. First blood to thumbs up.
Andrew Gilding.
It was a hot start from Gilding, but Dolan is in position to get himself level if he can get 2 trebles here, and he will hope that Gilding doesn't take out 4 20s in bull.
125.
That was a lovely recovery.
130.
Good dart. Now one at the bull.
105.
Well, the line was good, but
Brendan,
just north of the target.
This is the John Part. Not this way. This is better.
67.
But unlike John Part, he does not convert it.
25.
So a lot of this from Gary Anderson earlier this afternoon, but not this way. He's gone the former Gary Anderson route. And that
13.
double 12 shot was so far away,
Brendan, you require
it
10.
must have flummoxed him.
I think he might do the Gary Anderson route the next time, because he was a country mile off double 12.
Game shown the 4th.
Brendan Dolan punishes.
Brendan Dolan.
2 apiece. Breathing room for Andrew Gilding.
80.
Pun sort of intended. After
Oh, I love that little reference you just made.
20 for tops. Oh, that was a close shave.
40.
And that wasn't.
I thought that second dart was a very good dart in the end, because it gave him more room to look at the double top bed. He just couldn't take full advantage of it.
140.
You hasten to say it,
40.
that Gilding can't miss it this time. To remain on throw. Right down the barrel of that one. Can he hit 10s?
30.
What an invitation for the history maker.
Brendan, you require 60.
Yeah, Gilding looked very comfortable in the first 2 legs, but since then, in anything but. Now, Dolan's darts do stand up quite tall.
Wow. You saw his expression when he hit the single. That's about as bad a single 20 as he could hit. He had 2 choices. Go to the right or go to the left. And if he threw it from the left, he was probably throwing it from 8 feet. Oh, what a result that is for Brendan.
Brendan, you require 32.
Well, I was going to say that neither of them have really settled, but Brendan's averaging 95 and pins that first time of asking.
European Tour used to have a specific camera for Andrew called Gilding Cam, because he was standing in front of the usual board cam. We used to go to a side view like that.
57.
That's Andrew Gilding's legacy on the sport. He has his own camera.
He's got his own postcode on the hockey. That's not the first time that Brendan's had a fall out of the board.
Andrew, you require 70.
This is a turning point potentially. Gilding misses this and Dolan hits. He has a guaranteed lead at the break. But now, we may just have a tied game at the break. Whoever wins this game will have, because they've had the outside boards. They've got stage 2 here, and tomorrow there's only 1 stage left.
140. Andrew, you require 112.
Yeah, we wish we could bring you the action on stage 2, but the greedy main stage has to have everyone tomorrow. Gilding with a little concessional nod
72.
after hitting the single one.
Brendan, you require
Well
80.
recovered, but Brendan Dolan on 80 to go into the break. 6-4 up, and to have the darts after the break.
That was a bad dart. Came out of his hand all wrong.
24. Andrew, you require 40.
To be back in it. It's 10s. And he's level.
Game shot on the 10th leg. Andrew Gilmour.
Wipe all of that into the history books. He would love a 140.
140.
My word, that's good. You might think from that angle that that was a tough 140, but the way his darts behave, that was a lot easier than it looked.
Well, he decided to stay there, thinking that it was a pretty good guide.
110.
Excellent tidy up,
Brendan, you
though.
require 24.
Could all be in vain. Dolan for another break, and to go 3 legs away.
Game shot on the 12th leg. Brendan
That's
Dolan.
where he's
13th
dominating
leg.
this
It's Brendan
game.
to throw first.
I know that Andrew's got a lot himself, but the ability to keep the gap, and what I mean by that is, when you create a 3-leg cushion or a 2-leg cushion,
130.
you can sometimes allow your
Brendan, you
opponent to get within
require
1 or 2, but if you can
143.
still create that gap again and again and again, you'll make your opponent think, I'm just not getting close.
It's all about
59.
trying to demoralize your
Andrew
opponent
require
and make them think,
145.
whatever I throw, it's not going to be good enough.
Take it from me, Dolan has demoralized many a person over the course of their career. And this shot
65.
here would be the epitome of that.
Brendan, you require 84.
It'll actually hurt Andrew more if he hits it on the bull.
And he might need to. Or double 11.
62.
He thought that was in.
Andrew, you require 80.
The gasp from the crowd suggests they thought the same.
Goldfinger is back in the match.
Brendan Dolan, the opposite.
We're not talking about big shifts in the world rankings if they win this match. Dolan, if he wins,
93.
would overtake Callan Ridds at number 24 in the world. Gilding wouldn't move from 38, but it's that likelihood, it's that opportunity of making
60.
bigger checks
Andrew require
tomorrow and still having the chance of
128.
winning the tournament, which, of course, would make a big dent in their world ranking.
Needed the treble, he's not found it.
92. Brendan, you require 164.
This would be monstrous at this stage of the match.
Be a monster, Brendan. Oh. A collective
96.
oh around Studio
Andrew
36.
require 36.
What will the reaction be if this goes in?
Game shot on the 17th leg.
Well, the reaction
Andrew
from Gilding.
146.
Right now, if you offered him a ton, he would take it. He might take the whole thing. Okay, so that's 74 left.
Might stick with the treble 18 to leave double 10.
86.
He does like double top. So by hitting the single 14, he knows he's going to be in likable territory to do the job.
60. Andrew
And he's
requires
going to have several
60.
goes at it as well. The unflappable Andrew Gilding will have 2 match darts.
Game
And he takes
shot.
it out.
the
And
match.
Andrew Gilding almost
Andrew
can't believe it.
Gilding.
From 5-2 down, he's beaten Brendan Dolan by 10 legs to 8. He'll be looking to try and emulate his run to the semi-final of the UK Open back in 2015. So I think it'd be a nice reward almost if O'Connor was maybe to be one of the host nation players in terms of the rankings.
Absolutely. Thoroughly on board with it.
55.
Now, Gablas in this tournament has a 170. Can he get another one? There's been 4 in this tournament. Gavlas beaten, Dobie, Cullen. Adam's not going to get a second dip.
98. William, you require 52. $44.
Opportunity open for Gavlas.
72.
You won't believe he's been given this shot. These are the ones you've got to steal. Steal he does. Be looking forward to the next match with Johnny Clayton. I know I am.
And I know for a fact that the crowd will not be this quiet when Johnny Clayton is playing.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
162.
What a set of darts that was. 162 to leave the turn. Adam Gavlas has started this match very quickly.
I've got a theory.
57. Adam,
this looks like a new set of darts for Gavlas, and sometimes that can make a huge difference. They may be the same construct as he's had before, but a fresh grip, a fresh outlook can go a long way. And it's given him a 3-0 lead. He was so confident with that third dart, he was on the walk for it, knowing that it was already in.
Favourite to watch, because it's like a robotic arm at a factory. It moves one way and nothing else moves.
Right now it looks like Gavlas is the immovable object. Every time O'Connor starts to make inroads, Gavlas just says, I'm having none of it. I'll just re-establish this 3-leg cushion. We'll revisit what you just said about the action of O'Connor in a second. Let's give Adam the chance to go 5-2 up.
$51.
He's leaving that arm out there until he actually retrieves the darts. Oh, this could be a game changer. I think he did the right thing going for that treble 20 again. It just didn't pay off.
16.
Yeah, it's almost like Gavlas has been watching Daryl Gurney.
Or Darius Labanauskas. Take your time, Adam. I don't think Willie O'Connor wants to wait much longer. Double 4. And he finds it. He knows how big that is because he's guaranteed to be at least drawing at the break. And look at the body. The arm moves, the body does not. This is about as good a throw as you could find. Thanks for proving my point, Willie.
I can assure you Willie doesn't have an earpiece in listening to this commentary right now.
If he did, he'd tell me to shut up. In a manner of speaking.
81. William, you require 105.
We've had 7 180s in this game already. Still plenty of time for more. I do beg your pardon, we've had 8.
57. Adam, you require 150.
Now, this could be a game changer. Gavlas already has a bit of a cushion. Another one there. For double 18. O'Connor can't believe it. I almost can't believe it. That was stupendous.
Ultimately losing to Germany in the final, of course, but definitely put the Czech Republic on the map.
That always happened.
Adam, you require 150.
Well, O'Connor has stuck with Gavlas in this 9th leg. 18. He can't do it again. You mentioned in the previous match, Gilding Camp. Get one on O'Connor.
Get one on tops. Oh, that's massive. That is proof. That's how he feels about it.
Between 6-4 and 7-3 at the break is extraordinary. And O'Connor's doing a good job to try and make sure he's not behind by a bigger margin. What a visit that was from O'Connor.
This has gone from a game that was all right to being quite spectacular in about 4 legs.
130, William requires 16.
Has to move right. Violent bounce out.
No score.
That could be really costly.
45.
That first start, which blocked the double A, may be massive. Look at Willie O'Connor in the background. He is crestfallen at the fact that he might be 7-3 down.
And Adam Gavlas keeps rolling on. You've got to say that at the end of 2022, Gavlas did show some real stones because he qualified for the Grand Slam through the 8 tour card holder qualifier and for the World Championships. He managed to get in there.
I've never seen him hit this many maximums in a game like this. I've got to be honest. This is a very unexpected scoring performance for me.
Willie O'Connor is averaging just shy of 97. Kind of where he's been for the whole tournament. And he's been battered. Gavlas doesn't need to go for the bull. O'Connor still shakes the head, scratches the head.
It's like Willie O'Connor is in a maze and every single turn he makes is a dead end. There it is again. That's happened a couple of times in this contest, and that happens more when you're in this sort of position. That was a brave dart as well.
He was a brave man to go for that because the second dart looked like it was about to drop out. Gavlas was 1 leg away from victory.
A glorious sport this really is. This is for the win. To put a giant full stop on the performance of his career. Double top. Wow, that was close. And O'Connor thought that was going, as did I.
Well, I'm surprised his darts didn't go in his pocket then. Treble 17 for tops. Not the start of a comeback, and now Adam Gavlas, 3 clear darts at tops. He's going to take his time. I think the handshake might not be too cordial at the end of this game. But it is the end of the game. And Adam Gavlas has got into the quarterfinals of the UK Open. First-time winners of any ranking event in 2023. Schindler enters the conversation, but Johnny Clayton's looking for double 12.
84.
It's almost a rare sight these days, seeing Clayton miss on the outer ring, which is part of the reason why he's become
95.
one of the most feared opponents in world darts.
Just a glancer off that first barrel.
No
He went the wrong side of it.
Martin, you require 115.
Perfect. Tops. Loves that. He really should have been 2-0 down. But that's what you've got to do to get yourself into a game with Johnny Clayton sometimes.
May be the sole Welsh representative tomorrow. I was mentioning during the last game that Richie Burnett was playing Peter Wright. That game's now 8 apiece now.
I do fear for Burnett now, because that's the kind of game that Peter Wright will squeeze through in. Squeezing through is something that Clayton is a bit of a master at. It's what ferrets do. They can squeeze into very tight spaces and get themselves to the promised land. 3-1 up. Could well have been the other way around.
You'll make it a slog.
We have a small matter of Rob Cross and Jeffrey Desvant to come after this. Double 12.
60.
I wasn't really sure if that was a good guide for Johnny.
76.
He may have been able to stack that to his right. He may not get another look. And he doesn't. That's as good as it gets on 76. Difficult coming in as that unseeded player in the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix and others. Because you're more than likely to bump into a Johnny Clayton, a Gerwyn Price and Michael van Gerwen. Getting through to round 2 is very, very hard.
98.
That's where he has taken the step over the last couple of years, but now he's got to take another one by taking out the likes of Johnny Clayton more often. Classic Clayton with a 1-2-1 on the bull, and he did a bit of a price by dropping the dart first. They might call off everything in Wales for that tomorrow.
I think he'll be asking Louis Williams for his nickname back. He bestowed it upon him, didn't he? We have 2 Princes of Wales.
I think we already have. Clayton. Not going to get a shot at double 12 on this occasion. It could well be the time for Schindler to take the lead. He's been sticking around like a sore thumb, averaging high 90s. And leading. World Match Play final rematch. And then Michael van Gerwen and Luke Humphries will close the evening on the main stage. Is he going tops, tops? It was a somewhat cagey effort, but this would really hurt. It's one of those finishes again, and it's not going to go. It's not going to add to his tally of 3-ton plus checkouts.
55. Johnny required 40.
That's what you were referring to as an assist dart. The Kevin De Bruyne finish.
We're talking about a player who was yet to make the semi-finals of a Euro Tour. Never mind a major.
81. Johnny required 81.
Double 16.
49.
Well, there's never a good time to miss a double, but that's a better time than most.
99. Johnny required.
He's got 6 at this, so it should be regulation.
There's the hold. Now he's got to find the break. Martin Schindler's been in the last 16 of a major tournament. Twice. Both of them have been here. The 2022 Players' Championship Finals, he lost to Rob Cross by 10 legs to 6. He's already improving on what he's done before at Minehead. But he's now within 180 points of his first major quarter-final, with the chance of possibly breaking his title duck. He knows how close he is. Now, he wants to go for the 60, but I'm going to tell you, Martin, you've got plenty of room there with those tapered barrels. You can squeeze this in. He's not going to go for it.
100.
Wow. That's giving him options.
Well, if you can do that, who needs treble 20? Martin Schindler now needs 50 for the match. 18. Takes a pause. Double 8.
34.
Hold, break, hold, you said.
76.
Must go. Doesn't go.
68.
Now, there was a little whistle on Martin Schindler's last dart. If he has good order, he might just pave his way to Sunday.
For the match. And Martin Schindler reaches the quarter-final of a major TV tournament for the very first time.
When it comes to the last 16 for Rob, he's got a pretty good hit rate at this
100.
juncture. He's only ever lost in the last 16 here once in 2017 to Peter Wright. All of the other times, he's prevailed. And he's never gone to a last leg decider either. He's taken out the likes of Ratajski Crystal Reyes and Stephen Bunting before, and he wants to add Desvaughn to that list.
And he might do here. The trademark pause.
76.
Doesn't work for him this time.
Jeffrey
There's a good idea. On my remote at home, on the pause button, I'll put a little picture of Rob Cross. Fast forward button goes to Jeffrey Desvaughn. That's done quickly. 1-1.
That's adding a potential gap of about 2 hours, maybe even longer, to his schedule.
We're talking about two players here who have not won a European Tour event. Rob Cross's 2 European Championships don't count, by the way. So the complexity of playing multiple games in a day, there are question marks. But you'd have to say that Rob Cross has got a bigger likelihood of winning this game. However, if the ball goes, maybe things are turning already for Desvaughn. Wow, what a shot that was. Nervous tomorrow, and someone with experience might be able to pounce. Could it be Bobby Cross?
Well, he's far enough in front that that visit of 60 probably won't irk him too much, especially because Desvaughn cannot get to a finish.
110.
These are the finishes that Cross was taking for fun en route to winning the World Championship.
The 60 isn't in the middle, the single isn't in the middle, but he still takes the shot.
In the middle. Funny how things work out.
Off the post, back of the net. That's how that shot is categorized. He's been to the quarterfinals of the World Grand Prix in 2020. He's also been to the quarterfinals of the European Championship in 2019.
Jeffrey require 81.
Double 12 with a marker.
57.
And you can see the flight shimmer. He was trying to bounce it in, but missed the marker.
Robbie require 88.
Cross to the 18s. Now double 7. He had a few wild efforts at this earlier in the match. Nothing wild about that though. For the first.
Jeffrey require 52.
For a tied game at the half, it's tops.
32.
Wow. That first start was well over the bar.
28.
And we know how much Rob Cross loves treble 18, because that's exactly where he's going now. First port of call, and it might be the same for the second port of call. Now he's got to move to his left for 60 in bull.
Back at treble 18.
56. Jeffrey required 20.
To go into the break all square. Straight in the middle.
Jeffrey does one.
You see the disappointment from the Black Cobra, because he was thinking leave 1-2-1. That's a bit more manageable than 1-6-1. Small margins in this game are telling a very, very vivid story.
54. Jeffrey required 161.
I think we are going to see reactions from these players as we go into the final couple of chapters. There'll be an explosion if Cross gets 419s in bull.
He's got the 419s. And we have the explosion.
61.
And that's a good thing for the sport.
Isn't it just? Back up top now for JDC.
97.
He had choices. He could have looked at the 16s, but elected not to.
19's first on 167 for Rob. This is so
Jeffrey
tight.
requires 64.
Both on 2 darters, and he can't really miss this.
60.
But he does.
Rob, you require 80.
Rob Cross, historically, doesn't like double top, but he has improved on it over the last couple of years. He doesn't need it.
Pivotal moment, and Rob Cross nails it. Yeah, he's one of several top-level PDC players, Rob Cross, who doesn't ever seem to get bothered by anything on stage or anything that his opponent chucks at him. 98 after 9, it's a fabulous leg.
It could well be
92.
a last 16 winning leg, and Desvaughn has left a bogey number. After the slip on dart 2, he's given Rob Cross the chance to get it done right here.
Treble 18, which he usually loves. He can just tee up tops.
58.
That was too close for comfort.
That's proper tightrope walking.
40.
Well, he doesn't like tops usually, but he'll like it if he can get it this time, because it'll send him into the last stage of the UK Open. And Rob Cross is going to the last stage of the UK Open.